Hi, my name is Frankie. Thank you for listening to my mom. I never listen.
Nothing but net visiting the Mountain West, and we've got a good one. We've got a 5'2" point guard, McKenna Hofschild, who has scored over 2,000 points, who's going to be with us today. McKenna, thanks for being with us on the podcast.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so you're having a heck of a season. Your numbers are great. Your team is trending in the right direction. Tell us how it's going in your graduate year at Colorado State.
It's been a lot of fun just trying to take it day by day, knowing these times are limited now coming into my last year. So just trying to take nothing for granted, have fun with my team. We're starting to click really well, which is a great time to kind of be on the upward trend. So it's been a great season. I'm looking forward to the rest of it.
One of the things that we love about Nothing But Net is we get a chance to meet some new people that we know are going to do the same things we're trying to do. That is grow the game and, share personality, hard work, and IQ. And you've got all of those things. Tell us about running the point and what it's like being a really good point guard in the system at Colorado State.
Yeah, this system fits me really well. I think coming in here, Coach Williams kind of recognized my skill set at an early point in my time here. So a lot of just ball screens, kind of run and gun. We like to get in transition as much as possible. And we have a lot of great pieces around me that make my job very easy. They make me look good, and just to play in this system with a lot of freedom and a lot of trust from the coaching staff makes me just be as successful as possible, and then makes my teammates successful as possible as well.
What we care about on this podcast, and if you've heard my broadcast, I'm all about offense, right? And you personify what I would call the 3 W's. I say it a lot on the air, but you got to have the 3 W's for me to say it as a point guard. The 3 W's of understanding who to get the ball to, when, and where. And you are very good at all of that. How do you know all of those things about your teammates so that you can run the whole show for your coaches?
It takes time. A lot of the teammates that I have right now, I've played with them for a couple years now. So I think it's just over time you get to know them on and off the court. So it just makes everything a little bit easier, everything a little bit more comfortable. So when we get out on that court, I know their tendencies, they know my tendencies. So we work really well together, and we've kind of built that chemistry from when I came in until now throughout those 4 years. And now it's just kind of a well-oiled machine at this point.
Becky Hammond is the most famous Colorado State graduate, and we all know and appreciate everything that Becky has done for the game. Becky's a Hall of Famer, Naismith Hall of Famer, Women's Basketball Hall of Famer. We were actually in the same class, but she had a game that night, so she wasn't able to make it to induction. But when you look at all the things that Becky has accomplished and what she stands for, first of all, do you know her? Have you had a chance to get to know her? And isn't it kind of cool to see your name in the same sentence with her a lot this year?
Yeah, it's super cool. I'm very honored just to be mentioned in the same conversation as her, because I know what a legend she is and how much she means to women's basketball and to Colorado State. I've gotten to talk to her a couple times. She came to a game actually a couple weeks ago, and then last year at the Mountain West tournament, she came and talked to the team. So had a couple brief conversations with her, but hopefully I get to kind of get a chance to maybe sit down and pick her brain a little bit more at some point.
I'm sure she would not appreciate me telling this story, but I'm going to tell it anyway, so you know how and when I got to know Becky. Becky wanted to be in the TV business a long time ago, and Beth Mowens and I had a game at K-State. And so when you go to K-State, or when I did, I always flew into Kansas City, and then we would drive over to Manhattan. I never flew into the Manhattan airport. Well, Becky was going to come and kind of shadow, learn, go with us. And she was in the back seat of the car. So me and Mowens, we've been traveling the country together a long time, and Becky's in the back seat, and we're talking hoops the whole time. And the one thing that she said that I always remember, that I have shared with my boys every camp, I say it on the air. I said it last night about a point guard at Pitt on the men's team: control the ground. Her dad taught her to control the ground. He always said that was the most important thing for a point guard. What do you think that means?
In my opinion, I think that just means when you're on that court, you got to be able to be in full control of where you want to go, when you want to go there and how you want to get there. So I can't let my defender or the other team's game plan kind of control the places I get to on the floor or the things that I'm looking at on the floor. I got to be fully comfortable and confident in my skill set to be able to get to my spots, find my teammates if they're open, get into my own shot, and just kind of create and control that tempo from start to finish.
I think that's an excellent description of what control the ground is. And for me, it also was, you're never going to be a high flyer. At 5'2", you're not going to be playing above the rim. So you have to be able to do all the things underneath. And this is what I used to say to my own, this is what I say at camps and to my own kids. You know, make every play underneath, be able to play off both feet, hook, runners, floaters, all the things that you need as a 5'2" point guard. How do you survive in the land of giants at 5'2" as a point guard? And are you really 5'2"?
I am really 5'2". I was listed at 5'5" for like my first 3 or 4 years in college, and I was like, okay, that's not right. I don't, that's not me. But it's always been the way I am. I've always been the smallest girl on the floor. I haven't been, biggest, fastest, nothing. So it's just from the very moment I started playing basketball, it's something that I had to get used to the point where I don't even think about it anymore. I go out on the court and I don't look at anyone's height or anyone's stature and think, oh man, they're so much bigger, they're so much longer than me. Like, that's just not something that I even think about. I've worked a lot to get to where I'm at. I'm very confident in the player that I am and what I can do on the court. So I am 5'2", and sometimes I know a lot of people like to kind of give me some crap for it, which is fair, but I don't let it get to me too much, and I just play my game.
You know, I look at players like you and I admire you so much because, you've had to work really hard to be able to accomplish what you've been able to accomplish. And scoring over 2,000 points in college is no easy feat. When your name is listed in the top 5 of scorers in the country and it goes Caitlin Clark, Juju Watkins, and then it goes Hannah Hidalgo, and then you're right there. That's just absolutely amazing. Like, to me, that's what drew me to checking you out and saying, you know what, I want to learn something about this kid. So, what can we learn about you besides basketball? What else is there to McKenna? What are you going to do after you graduate? What are your plans? Tell us something that we don't know.
I want to be a coach. So after this year, I would like to get a graduate assistant position somewhere big. I've reached out to a lot of the big time schools, and I'm hoping that I can just kind of get my foot in the door, become an assistant one day, and then become a great head coach. I want to leave my legacy in basketball in that way as well. So once I'm done playing, I want to stay in the game of basketball and kind of pass down my knowledge and inspire the next generation.
And you use the word inspire, and I always say, 75%, this is my number, 75% of the players playing college women's basketball are 5'10" or 5'9" or smaller. There's not a lot of size. Mm-hmm. And when you look at what you've been able to accomplish with your size, when you start thinking about what your legacy is going to be at Colorado State, what do you want people to remember about the way you played?
I just want people to remember me as a winner. I think I really want to be known for the impact I had on the floor and just kind of the intangibles that I brought, my competitive edge. I think I hate losing. That is my biggest thing, is I am so competitive in everything that I do. So I just want to be known for someone that gave it her all. And when people look at me, they know that if I can do it, they can do it. I just want to inspire people to accomplish their dreams, whether it's basketball or whatever the case may be. Just, if you have something that you really want in this life, go get it and don't stop until you do.
To me, you already sound like you're a coach. You've got the leadership, you've got a vision, you've got a plan, and I know you know the game. What are some of the things that you're thinking about while you're on the floor or in practice, or do you keep a notebook? What do you do? I mean, how are you getting ready to be a coach?
I think the biggest thing for me is I watch so much basketball. I read so much basketball. I talk basketball. Like, everything in my life kind of revolves around basketball. I'll look at the schedule each day on on my app, and it'll just show me NBA games, WNBA games, who's playing for the women's side, who's playing on the men's side. And I'll just try and pinpoint some games and some players that I really enjoy watching, and just take a look at what they're doing and try and translate that into my own game. And then obviously just be be aware of my teammates and kind of their needs, because as a point guard and a leader, that's my job, is to make sure that I'm setting them up for success as well. So watching basketball and then just making sure those around me are all good.
I love that. I love that you're you get sort of, I'm not saying your foot's halfway out the door, but when you do need to go out the door, you're ready. You got a plan and you got an idea what you want to do.
So
Did you always grow up loving the game, or is this something, did you play other sports? What else did you do?
I played soccer up until high school, and then basketball just got a little bit busy with the schedule. So I always loved basketball since I was 4 years old. My dad and my brother got me into basketball very young, so I think it's just been my passion from day one. So it was really a no-brainer which one to pick and which one to go with. So yeah, that's my thing.
And I'm guessing the NCAA tournament is something that you guys are thinking about. The Mountain West Conference tournament will still be played in Vegas, right? Which will
Yep.
be a fun event. As you get closer to that, I know you've got probably, I don't know, I guess you got about 10 games left before you get to the conference tournament. What are you going to enjoy the most through February, McKenna, as your last trip around the sun?
I'm just gonna enjoy my team. I think we have such a special group that really gets along well together on and off the court. And I know, I talked to Becky Hammond, and the big thing she told us as a team is just enjoy it, have fun. She looks back and her college years were the best years of her life because she got to play with her best friends. And so just trying not to take a day for granted, enjoy who I'm around and what I'm doing. And when the time comes to be done with it, I'll be ready, but just enjoy each day step by step.
Well, we're so pleased to have you on Nothing But Net. Thank you for taking some time from your busy schedule to hang out with us a little bit. And we look forward to watching you finish strong through February and into March. We wish you well. Thank
Thank
you
you
for
very
being
much.
with us.